Hi, good morning. Shupriya Ningthauja from Manipur had requested me to do my videos on reproductive system and the reproductive pregnancy, etc., in English so that everybody can understand. And I will keep her request. I will use some Bengali sentences in between. Now, yes, English is important so that what I'm saying, these awareness things, awareness videos, everybody can understand. Now, today I will discuss about what my good friend Shivashish Chaudhary has asked me. He has 3 points. Why some baby's head remains non-engaged or high up at the end of pregnancy. Number two, when forceps are used. And number three, if really men became pregnant, in that case, wouldn't it need to be their pelvis to be changed also? I'll answer one by one. Now, to answer the first question, I'll come to this pelvis. Now, this is a model which I bought from Amazon. This is not a true bone, but it's quite a good representation of human pelvis. But it's rather a sort of android pelvis, a male type of pelvis. The female pelvis is much stretched out. It's much more wider. Male pelvis is narrow and long, and a female pelvis is wide and shallow, comparatively not that long. Now, usually this is the pelvis, pelvic cavity, and here the head, this head ultimately goes in, engages. For a first baby, what happens is that প্রথম বাচ্চার ক্ষেত্রে by 37 weeks, the head engages inside this area, in this pelvic cavity. What engagement means? Just in simple terms, the most of the head, মাথার বেশিরভাগ অংশ gets deeply inside, gets deep inside this pelvis and gets stuck. This is called engagement. Now, for a first baby, this engagement takes quite early. Maybe total pregnancy is 40 weeks, so a baby can get engaged in a primary gravida, first baby, a mother of first baby, by 37 weeks. And for a multi-gravida who had born babies before, যার বাচ্চা আগে হয়েছে, তার এই এনগেজমেন্টটা অনেক পরে হতে পারে. For somebody who has given birth to babies before, this engagement may start as late as during labor. Now, what happens is that sometimes, if there are several reasons why this head may remain high, may not go deep inside and get engaged into the pelvis. Number one, if the pelvis is narrow, no space. If the head is it's a big baby, we call it passage and passenger. This is the passage. The passenger is this one. So if the passenger is big, it may get stuck, it may not get engaged. If the passage is narrow, and if there's something there in the passage, a placenta or something, some problem with the pelvis, it may not. The other thing very interestingly is that the baby's head, normally the baby's head, this thing would be more tilted towards the chest. যদি বাচ্চাটার হেডটা তার চেস্টের দিকে, তার বুকের দিকে more inclined থাকে, if the baby's head is more inclined towards the chest, we call it a flexed head. Flexed head has more chance to go in quickly. Whereas a deflex head means when the baby's head is more tilted towards the back, in that case, or if it is not rotated properly, I will tell about that. Not only the baby comes down, it rotates in the pelvis. So if the rotation is incomplete, then this engagement may not happen. So in some cases, the baby would remain high up, and in these cases, labor would be very difficult or maybe impossible, and we have to deliver by a cesarean section. His next question is, now this head from this engagement, it comes out through this. Here is the vagina. Through this area, it will come out. Okay, so this is the area, this will descend and it tilts towards here and it will come out through here. So if it gets stuck, it's quite low down and it's stuck somewhere here, then we can use a forceps. Now, the history of forceps is very interesting. A French Huguenot family actually had discovered forceps, this apparatus, this thing, this instrument. They had discovered, and they were using this instrument for their babies who got stuck in their family in the lower part of the pelvis. And at that time, there were no cesarean section, and they were successfully delivering this baby here using the forceps blade. Now, this family kept it secret for 100 years, and then the outer world came to know about it. It's a brilliant discovery. I have given so many forceps in life. I've given very difficult forceps, though I must say that the forceps, many of the forceps which I have given in England, difficult ones, I would never give it here. Even a knife, even if a knife is put on my throat, I would rather resort to a cesarean section. Now, initially, this French family made the forceps blade made of wood. It's made of wood, both the blades. Now it's made of steel, and there are different kinds of forceps. Different people have devised these forceps, and they become famous in the history. There are forceps, even Killen forceps, which can also rotate the baby. This is a very dangerous forceps. I've given only one in my life because my consultant, Mr. Goodall, was very good at it, and he made me do one Killen forceps. But the thing which I heard from midwives is that they said that when they were trained, they were shown the forceps, and their teacher used to say that this is called the Killen forceps, and this forceps you must not give to an obstetrician. Now it has become obsolete. The rotation, if the baby is not rotated properly, we would rather go for an elective cesarean section, which is a much safer alternative. Third point, what Shibashis had said, that this pelvis will have to change in case of a male. No, we cannot change the pelvis. That would be a hugely difficult and impossible operation. We can put in the uterus, get some blood supply from other adjacent arteries, and make it grow successfully, which maybe to a male body also, male pelvis also, but we cannot change this bony configuration. It's impossible. If a man becomes pregnant, in that case, any cesarean section would be performed. I hope Shibashis has got his answers. Anything you wish to ask me, just ask me here. I will also answer. And the next videos would be as per my choice. One question has come that one of the person who have asked me is that he has a lot of spinal problems. So second pregnancy, can she deliver successfully? I'll come to that in my next video.